Have you ever wondered what's the real deal with Bitcoin and why it's taking the world by storm? It seems like everywhere you turn, Bitcoin is making headlines. It's the talk of the town, the buzz of Wall Street, and the intrigue of Silicon Valley. But what's all the fuss about? Why is this digital currency causing such a stir? Well, for starters, Bitcoin is a unique breed. It's a decentralized digital currency, free from government control and physical boundaries. It's a form of money that exists solely in the virtual world. But don't be fooled by its intangible nature. Bitcoin is as real as it gets, and it's shaking up the traditional financial landscape in ways we could have never imagined. The allure of Bitcoin is largely due to its volatile nature. It's a roller coaster ride of epic proportions, with dramatic peaks and troughs that can leave even the most seasoned investors with their hearts in their throats. But it's this very volatility that presents an opportunity for high returns. The potential to make or indeed lose a fortune in a relatively short span of time is what makes Bitcoin so tantalizing. But Bitcoin is more than just a high-stakes gamble. It's a revolution in the way we think about and use money. It's challenging the status quo and forcing us to reconsider our entrenched beliefs about financial systems and monetary value. And that's where we come in. Our aim in this video series is to guide you through the complex world of Bitcoin. We'll delve into its history, explore its potential, and provide you with key insights that could prove invaluable if you're considering dipping your toes into the Bitcoin pool. We're not here to sell you an investment strategy or convince you that Bitcoin is the answer to all your financial prayers. Our goal is to demystify Bitcoin, to strip away the hype and speculation, and present you with the facts. So buckle up, folks. The world of Bitcoin is a wild ride, but we're here to navigate the twists and turns with you. Join us as we traverse the timeline of Bitcoin, from its inception to its current status. To fully understand Bitcoin's potential, we must first journey back to its origin. And so, our tale begins in the late 2000s, a time of economic uncertainty and financial instability. In the midst of this, a pseudonymous individual or group known as Satoshi Nakamoto stepped into the limelight. In 2009, Nakamoto introduced the world to a groundbreaking concept, a digital currency named Bitcoin. But this was not just any currency. Bitcoin was designed to be decentralized, free from the control of any government or central authority. Nakamoto detailed this vision in a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This document, published on the internet, outlined a revolutionary system. It proposed a method of using a peer-to-peer network to generate what Nakamoto called a system for electronic transactions without relying on trust. This system was built on a technology now known as blockchain, a public ledger containing all transaction data from anyone using Bitcoin. Transactions are added to blocks, or the links of code that make up the chain, and each transaction must be recorded on a block. On January 3, 2009, Nakamoto mined the first block of the Bitcoin network, also known as the Genesis block or Block 0. This marked the birth of Bitcoin. In the code of this block, Nakamoto embedded a message, a timestamp of a headline from the Times. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This message underlined Bitcoin's core ethos, a decentralized currency that could not be controlled by any government or financial institution. Bitcoin's initial purpose was to serve as a digital currency, a new medium of exchange to buy and sell goods and services. But over time, it has evolved into so much more. It became an investment, a speculative asset, and for some, a symbol of financial freedom. And just like that, the world was introduced to its first decentralized cryptocurrency. As we delve deeper into the world of Bitcoin, we will discover its journey from a fringe concept to a mainstream financial asset and its potential for the future. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another scene. From its humble beginnings, Bitcoin has come a long way. But how exactly did it climb its way to the top? Let's take a leap back in time to the year 2009, when Bitcoin was merely an idea, a concept introduced by the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto. The first real-world transaction happened a year later when a man in Florida exchanged 10,000 bitcoins for 2 pizzas. It's difficult to imagine now, but back then, Bitcoin had no tangible value, and this transaction set the precedent for Bitcoin as a medium of exchange. Fast forward to 2010, when the first Bitcoin exchange named Mt. Gox was established. This platform allowed users to trade Bitcoin for fiat currencies, a significant step that helped Bitcoin gain traction. However, the journey wasn't always smooth. Despite facing numerous hurdles, including the infamous Mt. Gox hack, Bitcoin persevered. The years 2013 and 17 marked dramatic price surges, pushing Bitcoin into the mainstream consciousness. The media started paying attention, and so did investors. Suddenly, this obscure digital currency was a hot topic at dinner tables and investment meetings alike. But what fueled this rise from obscurity? A significant factor was technology, specifically the internet. As the digital world expanded, so did the appeal of a digital currency. Bitcoin, with its promise of decentralization and security, seemed to be the perfect fit for this new, interconnected world. In addition to this, the world was recovering from the financial crisis of 2008. The traditional financial systems had shown their vulnerabilities, and people were looking for alternatives. Bitcoin, with its decentralized nature, presented a promising alternative. This journey from being a fringe interest to a mainstream phenomenon was not an overnight success. It was a roller coaster ride, filled with thrilling highs and heart-stopping lows. But through all the turbulence, Bitcoin emerged resilient, proving its critics wrong time and time again. As Bitcoin's popularity soared, it became clear that this new form of currency was here to stay. It had climbed from the depths of obscurity to the pinnacle of mainstream interest, and there was no turning back. The story of Bitcoin is a testament to the power of innovation and the indomitable spirit of human curiosity. Now that we've explored Bitcoin's past, it's time to delve into what it could mean for investors. As we plunge into the depths of the Bitcoin ocean, one thing is clear. Bitcoin is a high-reward, high-risk investment. It's like a roller coaster ride, filled with thrilling highs and terrifying lows. Its price can surge to unprecedented heights one day and plummet the next. This high volatility makes it a risky bet, but with risk often comes reward, and Bitcoin is no exception. The beauty of Bitcoin lies in its potential. It is a digital asset that's not tied to any country or central authority. This gives it a level of independence that other investments lack. It's like the Wild West of the financial world, unpredictable, untamed, and full of possibilities. But let's not forget the flip side. Bitcoin is a relatively new player in the investment game. It doesn't have the long history of stocks or bonds, and its future is shrouded in uncertainty. There's also the issue of security. While Bitcoin transactions are secure thanks to blockchain technology, the platforms where you buy and store your Bitcoins are not immune to hacks. Before jumping into the Bitcoin bandwagon, it's crucial to understand the risk involved. Bitcoin is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's an investment that requires patience, resilience, and a willingness to navigate uncharted waters. Despite the risks, Bitcoin has a lot to offer. It has shown the potential for high returns, outperforming traditional investments in recent years. It's also a great way to diversify your portfolio, offering a hedge against traditional market fluctuations. To sum it up, Bitcoin is a high-risk, high-reward investment. It's not for everyone, but for those with a taste for adventure and an appetite for potential high returns, it's a journey worth considering. Investing in Bitcoin is not for the faint-hearted, but for those willing to take the risk. The rewards could be substantial. As we conclude our Bitcoin journey, let's summarize the key insights that every potential Bitcoin investor should know. We've traversed the landscape of Bitcoin, from its mysterious birth to its meteoric rise. Along the way, we've gleaned insights into the heart of this groundbreaking digital asset, insights that can guide your investment decisions. Firstly, understanding Bitcoin's history is crucial. Remember, Bitcoin was born out of a desire for a decentralized, peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This revolutionary idea set the stage for the crypto space we see today. Understanding its origins can provide a valuable perspective on its potential future trajectory. Secondly, the volatility of Bitcoin is undeniable. Its price has seen dramatic highs and sharp lows. This roller coaster ride is part of the Bitcoin experience. But remember, volatility isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, for some investors, it can present opportunities for high returns. However, it also means potential for significant losses. It's important to keep this in mind and to invest only what you can afford to lose. Thirdly, despite its volatility, Bitcoin has shown potential for high returns. There's no ignoring the fact that Bitcoin's value has skyrocketed since its creation. This growth has made some early investors extremely wealthy. But remember, past performance is not indicative of future results. Lastly, it's worth noting that Bitcoin is still a relatively new and evolving technology. Its future is uncertain, and it's subject to regulatory pressures and technological challenges. As such, it's important to stay informed and be prepared for the possibility of dramatic changes. In summary, Bitcoin is an exciting and potentially lucrative investment. But it's also complex, volatile, and unpredictable. Knowledge is your best weapon in the world of Bitcoin investment. Remember, Bitcoin is a high-risk, high-reward investment. As with any investment, do your research, understand the risks, and invest wisely.